After a disturbing 911 call, 3 family members, murdered by the father, who later shot himself, were found in a locked house. But what made a devoted father turn on the people he loved? On 11th May 2025, a 911 call from a quiet street in Kalispell, Montana, launched officers into a nightmare. A man is on the line. His voice is oddly calm. No screams, no panic, but something feels wrong. The words he utters are deeply concerning. He speaks just long enough to raise the alarm, then dead air. And by the time police arrived, nothing was left to save. The house looks still from the outside. No movement, no noise. But when police breach the door, they step into a silent, frozen scene that will haunt them forever. In the living room, they find Nicholas Olson Hartley and his 27-year-old wife, Katie. Both are dead from what appear to be gunshot wounds. But the horror doesn't end there. As officers move deeper into the home, their worst fears are confirmed. 2 young children, a toddler and an infant, are also found lifeless. Their small bodies bear no signs of a struggle. No cries for help had ever come from this house before. No red flags reported, and now no one left to speak. But one thing becomes clear. This wasn't a random act of violence. Nothing had been taken. The doors were locked from the inside, and the only known weapon was still in the home. The father, who made concerning statements hours before in the 911 call, was the reason behind this tragedy. From the outside, the Olson Hartleys looked like any young nuclear family chasing a normal life in quiet Montana. But behind that door, something much deeper and darker was brewing. And no one knew why Nicholas pulled the trigger on his beloved family.
Sunday morning, officers responded to a mental health call in the Silverbrook Estates neighborhood. When they arrived, they found 4 people in the home shot dead, including 33-year-old Nicholas Olson Hartley, his wife Katie, a 6-year-old child, and a 7-month-old baby.
Katie Olson Hartley was just 27, a devoted wife, a stay-at-home mother. But to those who knew her, she was something else entirely. Katie Olson had the same thing that the once-year-old Justice who shot anew the set of the heartbeat of the family. Katie was the best mom we have ever known, said her sister-in-law Kayla. Her babies were her universe. Everything Katie did, every choice, every breath was for her children, and they knew it. Haiti and Stellan didn't just receive love, they lived in it. 6-year-old Haiti was sharp, curious, and full of fire. She had the kind of energy that filled up a room and a laugh that echoed down hallways. Goofy, Kayla remembered, fiery and bursting at the seams with life. Haiti wanted to see everything, try everything, be everything. Then there was Stellan, the baby of the family, just 7 months old. Calm, sweet, always smiling. He loved to dance, Kayla said, holding back tears. He was excited to start eating food. He was so happy just being with us. A baby boy named after a beloved family member, now gone before he could even take his first steps. Katie posted photos of the kids like any proud mom. Nothing about them screamed trouble, and that's what makes it all the more haunting. Because inside that quiet house, behind walls no one could see through, a storm was building. One that would leave the entire town stunned, broken, and searching for answers that may never fully come. And as the investigation unfolded, one question kept returning. What could have turned that kind of light into darkness? In the hours that followed the discovery, investigators began piecing together what had happened and why it happened. According to law enforcement, the 911 call that triggered the response came from Nicholas Olson Hartley himself. While the exact content of his message hasn't been released, officers say the tone was disturbing enough to prompt an immediate dispatch. By the time they arrived at the family home, something about the scene pushed them to act fast. Officers forced entry, and inside every room told the same story. No signs of a domestic argument, no defensive wounds, no movement, just silence and the devastating aftermath of what they would later confirm as a murder, which turned into the perpetrator taking his own life. Nicholas, it appears, had turned the gun on his wife and children before making the call. Then, with no one left but himself, he ended his own life. Forensic psychologists examining the case have made one thing clear. While this was an isolated act, the patterns behind it are disturbingly familiar. A man in crisis, a family caught in the collapse, and a system that yet again never saw it coming until it was far too late. Mental health professionals suspect Nicholas was spiraling. The calmness of his call didn't reflect peace. It reflected panic, disconnection, despair. Police believe he may have been experiencing an acute mental health emergency at the time of the murders. But the question still hangs heavy over Kalispell. Why didn't anyone see it coming? What happened in Kalispell wasn't just a tragedy. It was a pattern repeating itself.
A beautiful family gone in an instant. A quiet man suffering in silence, exploding without warning. And a community left shattered, grasping for reasons in the dark. We may never truly understand what broke inside Nicholas that day, but what we do know is this. Behind the walls of even the happiest homes, pain can grow unnoticed. So, if you're still here with us, take this story as a haunting reminder. Check on your loved ones. Listen for the silence. Because sometimes, the most terrifying horror stories aren't fiction. They're hiding in plain sight. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and until next time, take care of each other.